Okay. Stop judging. Just stop it. Stop judging. Have you ever heard that? Do you think you're good at it? You're not judging? Do you feel judged by others? Yeah, I feel judged by others all the time. Guess what? Here's the reality. We're always judging each other. It's because we have experiences, filters, fears, data input in our brain, and that's how we see the world. And if somebody isn't seeing the world the way we see the world, we judge them that we're not seeing the world the same way. And especially if you got a value attached to how you're seeing the world, you're going to judge them. It's what happens. Is there a way out of it? Yeah, there is. There's a way to relate to people and to stop judging and stop judging yourself. Because the reality is, guys, almost every judgment actually has something to do with you. It's like 100% about you. Let me explain. There is a way to have conversations where people remain open and share with you. If people are shutting down on you and they won't talk to you and you don't know why because you feel completely safe, it's actually that your tone, the way that you're approaching things, you might be judging. I'm going to say might because I don't know you. That's the thing. You don't actually know what's going on with anybody else. You have no idea because your experiences, your focus, your values, your upbringing is different. There's no way you could actually know what's going on with them because their stuff is different. Now, we can assume, and we can get pretty close. We've been trained most of our life to assume what people are feeling. The problem is we believe we're right. This is how it happens. Social media, regular media, TVs, movies. This is what happens. There is a picture that is put on a screen. Our brain sees it. Do you know our brain doesn't actually decide whether or not that's real life or not? You might have heard that somewhere. So I see this picture on the screen, and then there's music. That music is vibrational wavelengths. Do you know that your emotions are also on vibration and frequency? It's interesting. So the music connects and says, hey, 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 this is what you need to feel about this thing. Ready? The woman walks into the kitchen, and there's lovely music that's building because there's a man that's around the corner who has flowers for her. And you go, oh gosh, I feel so loved right now because she's being loved on. And so now I feel loved. That means that if you bring me flowers, that equals love. So if you don't bring me flowers, I'm going to judge you for doing it wrong. Okay, same setup. Woman walks in to the kitchen. Music is suspenseful and scary because there's somebody around the corner and you get nervous and afraid. So you could walk into a kitchen and be nervous, especially if it's dark. There's no threat. There's nothing out there. But your brain has registered that this is the emotion I'm supposed to feel in this moment. When somebody is on screen and they're sad and the music actually builds up before the thing happens. Have you ever done this? Oh crap, this isn't going to go well. Why? Nothing's happened except for a shot. And then the music starts and you go, oh crap. We have been trained to look at others and assume what they feel. Problem is, real world, there's no music. There's no music playing. There's no cues to actually what they're feeling. The other problem, they're not actors, they're real life people with real life backgrounds and things that we just don't know. Now you know how judgment happens. Happens for a lot of reasons. It could happen because your mom told you so. Like, ready? One of mine? Dating. My mom told me that girls do not call boys. You do not call a boy. So when I found out that Kathy was like Colin Scott when I was in junior high school, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's that forward. She's calling him. Oh my gosh. judgment, because the value of waiting to be pursued is what my mom taught me. So it took a long time for me to go, wait a minute, it might be actually okay. Maybe she's not like too forward or whatever. Perceptions have to change. When perceptions change, judgments change. Question for you. Has any of your value systems changed? And did you judge what you're doing now? Just got a little emotional. I'll tell you why. Then we're going to go into judgment and how to kill it. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, even saying that puts a little bit of panic in me. Why? Because I'm judging you. I'm judging that you're going to be judging me. See, what happens is when some people hear that, there's two different reactions. One is, yay. The other's like, oh, I know who she is. And why that matters to me is because nobody knows what goes into my heart when somebody changes their value system and decides not to align with any religion. Not just this, but any religion. They don't know what's going in my heart. But you know what happens? Because I identify as a member of that church, there's a lot of people who have left that church who judge me because they think I'm judging them. It's not true. I'm not going to go into that. What we're going to go into right now is how to stop this. It's pretty simple. It's called curiosity. If you can stay curious, you can stay out of judgment. So let me explain. I could judge someone for not being a member of my church. I could do all the reasons why they're lost and why they're losing their light and how their life is going to be bad and all of those things. I can do that. Or I could ask them and get curious. Hey, I'm curious. What's going on that caused you to do this? Not because I'm going to prove to you in any way, shape, or form why your view and your opinion isn't correct. I'm just going to get curious because a different perspective adds to my life. I actually love to know the whys. I love to hear the whys. I don't get afraid of the whys. And because of that, I actually celebrate with people who show up in integrity with what they're feeling about their relationship with their God. I've got people in my life who judge me about that. They don't know that I'm actually 100% solid in my relationship with my God and what He's told me to do. And that I'm totally okay with other people having a relationship with their God and telling them what He wants them to do. I stay curious. All right, let's do another one. Are you ready? Your kid, you're an extrovert and you're very inclusive and you like having people around. And your kid is an introvert. So you judge the fact that there's a problem because when he comes home from school, he just chills out, sits, and doesn't ask for friends to come over. He doesn't, all of the things that are quote normal. And you start actually judging yourself as a mom. I'm a bad mom. This kid isn't going to be okay. He's going to turn out weird because he doesn't have friends. Get curious. So if a mom decides that the kid is socially inept because he's not having friends, she's judging his experience, making him wrong. What does that do? Makes the kid feel like he's wrong for what is actually good for him. Do you know that extroverts, how you decide? Do you get your energy when people are around? Or do you get energy when you are alone? Like, do people drain you? Or do people give you energy? So for her, this mom, maybe people give her energy. She absolutely cannot understand how it's good for somebody to be alone. Like that just depletes her very being. If she's alone too much, it's not that she's needy, it's that her energy depletes because that's where she gets it. So she's judging. She's judging. And then she judges herself. Oh no, he's going to be weird. He's going to be sad. He's going to be all these things that I am when I don't have friends around. Okay, curiosity. Ready? Hey, son. So I've noticed something. I've noticed that you come home from school, and unlike your siblings, you don't have friends come over and all of that. And you tell me that you're okay. You say, yeah, Mom, I'm fine. But I'm curious about that because it's so different than me. What's going on? Notice it's not the judgment. Okay, what's going on with you right now? That shuts down communication. Curiosity is all in the tone, not necessarily what you're asking. Because I can say, I don't know what's wrong with you. Why don't you have friends coming over to the house? Like I try and try and try. Why won't you even try to socialize? I give you all of these opportunities and you just shut them down. Why is that? Okay, that is not curiosity. Hey, son. Whew, okay, so I really, really love having people around me. It just lifts me up. And I've noticed that you don't have people around you. So I'm a little bit worried, but I was realizing I don't know what's going on with you. Can you explain to me, like, why? And then listen to the kid go, Mom, I just get so depleted. I'm in school all day. I'm around people all day. And I just get so depleted. I just need to just chill out and relax. It actually makes me feel balanced and okay. Now, Mom really just wants kid to feel balanced and okay. And she's doing it her way. She's wanting it to be the way she understands that. So she's judging herself and her kid. Curiosity, you know, it helps a lot. Let's do another one. What's another common thing? Oh, okay. So somebody who you were really, really good friends with, hung out a lot with, you know, if you've raised kids together or you've been buddy buddy at work and stuff, all of a sudden, like they're off and they're treating you really weird. They could be judging you. You might be able to feel it. It feels weird and awkward to approach, right? So to go in and say, hey, I'm curious, I've noticed something. Is there something that I've done? Is there something that we need to do to clear the air? Oh my gosh, you want to talk emotional maturity? Right there. Now, let me tell you why, another reason why the judgment happens. And that is because if you were raised by emotionally immature parents, that's me, doesn't mean that they were adulting mature, like they had jobs that were stable and they brought home money and kept food on the table and all of that stuff, right? They were mature adults that way. They were emotionally unable because they didn't know they had permission to be aware of what they're feeling. A lot of people say, I don't feel. That's not true. You do feel. You feel all the time. Like you could check in right now and go, what am I feeling right now? What they're not and weren't is aware of what they were feeling. And therefore, they weren't aware of what we were feeling. And so, stop the awareness, right? Don't be aware, just get things done. Don't pay attention to the fear, to the anger, to the sadness, to the frustration. Don't feel, just do. That was the generation that we grew up in, if you're a Gen Xer especially. And guess what, guys? It's the generation, that is the way I raised my kids. Don't feel. Don't be upset. Stop having a fit. So, because of that, and nobody telling me kind of what was going on, I developed a very keen awareness of what I perceived as people's experiences. it kept me safe. If I could kind of see, view, and understand what was happening, then I could get out of the way, or I could just do my thing. I could nurture when I was supposed to, because if somebody was sad, then the rule was, even if I was happy, I was supposed to be sad with them, because that's bearing their burden. And I could know what to do because I could see that they were sad. They didn't tell me they were sad. I could just feel it. That's being empathic. I developed that skill pretty seriously. And then believed that I knew what other people's experiences were. And I reacted from that out of emotionally immaturity. And because of that, I've hurt people. So to be emotionally mature is be aware of yourself and say, what am I feeling right now? I'm feeling really judged. I'm feeling pushed aside. What do we do when we feel that? We go, I shouldn't feel that way. It's okay. Nothing's actually happening. We have been trained not to, and to judge ourselves as wrong for having emotion. The way to stop judging yourself as wrong is to be curious. I'm wondering, why is this triggering me? What am I feeling right now? Like I'm feeling shut down. What is this resistance? So let's talk the resistance just a minute and get curious. If you are judging you, if you are judging others, this is how you know you're absolutely panicked or you're irritated. If you are irritated, you're judging somebody else based on your value system. If you are feeling bad, if you're feeling scared and panicked, you are judging either yourself or someone else. Start to get curious. What am I experiencing? What am I feeling about this? Why? What's going on with me? Step outside of the emotion and look in. Somebody else. You can kind of go in and go, I see you're sad. See you're upset. Don't judge them for why. Don't think you know. It has destroyed relationships all over the place. So just get curious. Let's say it again. Ready? Just stop it. Stop judging people. There have been talks about this. Stop it. Stop judging. The problem is they don't tell us how. So I'm going to tell you how. Get curious. Tell in your tone. Why in the world were you doing that? Is not curious. Hey, I don't understand. Why were you doing this? Can you share with me so I understand better? Now they feel validated. Now they feel heard. Now you are growing into an emotionally mature state. If you're upset, if you're angry, if you're frustrated, if you feel alone, if you feel that somebody doesn't hear you, it's not their job to hear you. It is your job to get curious as to what they don't understand. Have a conversation. That's it, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Comment your thoughts about this judging thing. There's no way we can actually understand other people and their experiences if we don't know how to understand our own. The way to understand is to evaluate what you're feeling. That's it, everybody. Have a beautiful, wonderful day today. See ya.